Alright guys, we're back, and in this one we're just going to be fixing some bugs. I am in a new text editor, but don't worry about that, the code is exactly the same. And in this one, we're going to be fixing this background bug. I noticed that if you run the background speed high enough, the two backgrounds will actually start coming apart, and that's because we're casting the position, which is the double, to an integer before we render it. So instead what we're going to do is we're just going to have one background object, and the one PNG file is going to have that same image copied and pasted on top of itself, right? And then we'll just slide that image down the screen and move it back up at the top when we need to. Let's delete this first instance of background here, and then let's go to the background object. And what we need to do is double the height, because as I said, I stacked the image on top of itself. And I'm going to change the speed to 300, because I think it looks better when we do that. And then the only thing we need to change in the update function is, instead of checking if the Y is greater than window height, we check if the height is greater than 0. Now let's go to the renderer class and let's actually do it correctly. Now this is just a temporary way to render things. I'm going to copy and paste this array list twice. And I'm going to call this add renderable objects. And this one's going to be called remove renderable objects, just like that. And then right here, I'm going to remove all the renderable objects that we need to. So renderable objects.remove all, and pass in our remove renderable objects here. And if you don't understand this code that I'm doing right now, by the way, you can check out my tutorial on the updater. We did a very similar program to this. And then I'm just going to check if we need to sort renderable objects, and we only need to do that if we have to add a renderable object. So let's check if the add renderable objects dot size is greater than 0. And if it is, we're just going to say renderable objects dot add all, and we'll add all the renderable objects that we need to, and then we'll actually sort them. So collections dot sort, and we'll pass in our renderable objects here. And then we need to clear both of these temporary array lists. So dot clear, and then take the remove one and call clear. And that's it for the paint component. We can delete this collections.sort since we're doing it here now. And we need to just say add renderable objects.add. This one needs to be remove renderable objects.add, just like that. You can see here when I run it that it runs perfectly fine now, and there's no bug with the splitting of the background. Anyway, that's it for this one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and the next video should be out pretty soon.